Hey there, this is CPO and lesson number 4 with my flight instructor in the C152. This lesson we worked on turns around a point and S-turns around, or in this case it wasn't a road, it was power lines. I did get one landing in, and we didn't have time to do any pattern work after that. So that's just the one landing. And this time I took advantage of asking for feedback from my instructor during the taxi time. So I've got that on audio as well. You can hear the feedback from her on both the landing and the maneuvers we did in the air. And I think I'm going to try and remember to do that, because that's a great use of time. I'm already paying for the airplane and the instructor, and depending on how long you have to taxi, instead of talking about the weather, I'm going to start talking about the feedback from my flying day. So hopefully that will reap me some benefit in the future on time savings. And anyway, thanks for watching, and here you go.
Tipton traffic, Cessna 788 Foxtrot Mike, departing runway 28, Tipton.
Now, as we line up on the runway, we'll deflect our ailerons toward the wind.
Okay.
Till we're off the ground, and then we'll deflect the airplane toward the wind. In other words, crab. Okay, so go ahead and deflect your ailerons, basically a lot more than what you think you need.
Okay.
And then we'll back it off as they get more and more effective.
Alright, so ready to go?
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, off the brakes, full throttle, steering with my feet, and I'm looking for 50.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, back off a little aileron. We're going to take off with some deflection.
Okay, I'm pulling back. Trying to maintain 67, keeping the ball. Now, because we're crabbing, is the ball going to work for me?
Yeah, you will still be coordinated.
Okay.
It's rather than flying directly at what we're trying to fly at, we're flying turned slightly towards the wind.
Right.
Now that you've got it trimmed where you want it, I'm going to change it on you, right?
Good for you. I knew I couldn't get comfortable for too long.
Oh, let's go ahead and do some clearing turns.
Okay. I'll do a clearing turn to the, let's go this way, to the left. Don't see anybody above us. I had to think that backwards in my head. Flip.
Yeah. Well, you are slipping for just a second there.
Give it a little bit more power. Keep my altitude up.
And Potomac 7368 Foxtrot, we have Tipton in sight.
Okay, I'm going to do a clearing turn to the...
Frequency change approved, keep your code.
Look.
Frequency change approved, we'll keep the code,
Okay.
and we'll see you on the way back, 7368 Fox.
You always need a little more right rudder to turn right than you do left rudder to turn left. The left turning tendencies are working against you on this side.
Right.
And for you on the left side.
Alrighty. Airspace looks clear around us.
Okay. the airplane up a little bit.
How slow you want us to go?
Basically, I just want to get us in the flap range.
In the what?
In the flap range.
Okay. We're in flap range.
Okay. Go ahead and start deploying our flaps. Because we need to come down a little bit to get us near the ground to do the turns around and point, etc.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull start to 1500.
30 flaps.
30?
Yeah. And I'm gonna demonstrate something for a second.
733
My
Mike
plane?
Tango is
Your airplane?
Paleo
Okay.
freeway.
This is a forward slip.
Got it. Full right.
And you can see we are going straight,
733 Mike Tango.
but leaning.
And drop it.
733 Mike Tango.
And I'm just kind of letting the nose drop a little bit. And as I approach my altitude, just to even them out.
Thomas Approach, Cherokee 84450 has Gaithersburg in sight. 450, keep the code
And
still
then I
average, change approved.
can reduce the
Keep the
flaps.
code, frequency change approved, 450, so long. 733 Mike Tango, you follow the return flight.
Okay, your airplane.
My airplane?
Approximately 20 minutes early.
Obviously we need some altitude to do that.
Right.
So if you want to practice that, we'll go ahead and climb back up to 2000 and then
Okay.
we'll try it out again.
Alright. We'll give full power.
So that is deliberately flying at port.
Okay.
You're actually making the airplane draggy because you're not going straight forward. Even more draggy, I should say. And you can do that with 30 flaps or no flaps. Just with 30 flaps, it's just adding to the drag of the flaps as well.
Okay.
733 Mike Tango, squawk 4651. 4651, 33 Mike Tango. Potomac, Cherokee 90812 Whiskey, 3,000 feet, circling Bay Bridge Airport. Flight plan on file, sir. Alright, over Bay Bridge, I missed the call sign there for a second.
When you are
November
approaching the
90812
SFRA from outside,
9812 Whiskey, squawk
you have to use this frequency to call and get your spot code.
536412.
Oh, okay.
For 733 Mike Tango, transpond observer on course outside of Bravo. 3 Mike Tango copies, proceed on course.
I'm gonna look left and then turn
Okay.
left.
Alright.
So we're not going all south. And now that we're at 2000, I'm gonna start leveling off. I don't know if there's a certain direction you want me to be going when I try
Well, let's go ahead and kind of head back towards the land.
this. Okay.
We'll need some of those ground references to be able to do.
Whiskey,
what we
9812 Whiskey, transpond observer on course outside of Bravo.
Somehow being low and circling around a sailboat just doesn't appeal to me.
For 57 kilo, frequency change approved.
Alright.
Frequency change approved, and is that squawk
30.
SFR as well for 5157 kilo? Your discretion, you're outside of
Okay, so
SFR,
if you want to
57
go
kilo.
down,
Outside of the
want to
SFRA,
lower your power, right?
5157
Go
kilo.
ahead and bring it all the way to idle
All the way to aisle.
and carburetor heat. And just step with one of your rudders once you get your flaps out.
Now I'm at 30 flaps.
Okay,
Okay. So I'm gonna go full right rudder.
okay, all the way to the stop.
Okay.
And you kind of feel the airplane wants to pitch up on you a little bit.
Yeah.
So make sure you keep their nose down. This does add load to the airplane, so it does increase your stall speed. Indicated stall speed.
Okay.
And we'll go down to around 1300.
Alright, I'm gonna let off.
Okay, add your power back in. And then you can work your flaps away.
Okay.
Definitely feel that pitch change as the flaps get tucked away.
Skylane 46
Yeah.
Fox has Gaithersburg in sight.
For 46 Foxtrot, remain always time transponder.
It's very predictable the rate at which the flaps deploy or extend, so you get to where you can kind of compensate.
Can feel it.
Yeah, because you're really anticipating the amount of change. Alright, so we want to find a barn, an intersection, a very standoffish tree.
Okay. There's a big barn right there with the
Okay.
A-frame top.
Oh yeah, that should be fairly visible all the way around. Wind's from the northwest, so right now we have more of a headwind. So be on the shallower side.
We have freeway in sight.
Would you like me to demonstrate, or would you want to try?
Let's just try it.
Keep the code.
Keep those till we land.
Okay, so I'm gonna try
Step 4 Alpha.
and turn around that barn, keeping all
About-
things equal.
Yeah, about this distance.
You're right, it does move forward and backwards in relation to the wing.
Yes, it does. In relation to how much rudder you're putting in. Well, we just want to eyeball it and keep it about the same distance off.
I should need a steeper bank angle.
As you're coming around to a tailwind
27 Tango Bravo.
That's November 927 Tango Bravo.
Yeah, Husky 927 Tango Bravo, 10 to the east, Bay Bridge at 4000, looking to pick up our squawk to VKX.
Squawk 5331.
5331, 7 Tango Bravo.
Okay, now to me it looks like we're kind of spiraling towards it a little. So yeah. And you of course want to glance at your altitude every once in
927
a
Tango Bravo,
while.
transpond observable on 4
Make
South
sure
South
you're
Bravo.
not spiraling down
To the
at
ground.
any point.
Outside the beast.
Got a little closer on this side than that side, but
So a little shallower.
a lot of coordination to happen here for such a simple turn.
Uh-huh. And then of course there's also the looking around for
Right.
other airplanes.
Long departure, Skyhook 52632, we're
I'm at-
outside of the SFRA.
5262.
My shallowest.
Skyhook 52632.
Assuming that the wind is as predicted, right?
Right.
I try not to do it over the same place every time, because
Okay.
people with binoculars can find out who we are.
Alright, we'll go pick another spot.
November
Is it easier or harder to go off the right or the left if you're on one side or the other? It doesn't matter.
Whiskey 00 with
Usually the side that you're sitting on is easier because you can see it a little better.
Right.
Okay.
4655.
But of course, you need to be able to do it either way.
The 3 Mike Tango has freeway in sight.
3 Mike Tango, keep your code to your land, frequency change approved, remain on your assigned transponder code.
3 Mike Tango.
Alright, I'm going to pick a new spot.
Change approved. Thanks.
These power lines,
4655.
right where they make that turn, the angle.
Okay. Alright.
So those
good.
two.
That's not online yet, just stand by, sir.
And you got a little road going there as well, so that helps pick out which power line. Set of towers, at least. You have come up in altitude a little bit.
Yes, I have.
Now the power lines are probably around, with the ground and the power line, they're probably around 200, 250 feet. So that's why I was going with around 1200.
Okay.
Because you usually practice these about 1,000 feet above the ground-ish. So go ahead and pull your power back a little bit.
Alright, 909-510, your transponders observed, proceed on course, remain outside Bravo airspace. Proceed on course, remain clear of Bravo 510.
So of course when you change your power, that can change your airspeed, which changes the angle of bank that you need.
Captain 1876, squawk 5340, remain outside the SF parade, so far.
Squawk 5340, remain outside Bravo, Cap 1876.
November 52632, you're outside the SF parade, squawk VFR, frequency change approved. November 52632, battalion.
And what's funny is it
1876,
wasn't
transponder observed,
until
proceed on
you'd
course
done
outside
about
Bravo
halfway
airspace.
through the turn that I realized
Proceed on
that
course, remain
we
outside
were
Bravo,
looking at
Cap
different
1876.
towers.
Oh, I was looking at these two right here.
Yeah, I now know that.
That's funny. Well,
But the body of evidence said that it was these rather than the ones I was looking at.
November 3 Mike Tango, USC.
Alright. Yeah, a little close here on the last leg.
Yeah. Now it just happens that I typically use these power lines just a little bit south where they start to straighten a little bit more.
Right.
For the S turns.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and fly south just a little bit. And you can kind of see how the left wing is perpendicular to the line of the power line.
Right.
So as I leave it, I'm going to put a little bit of a bank in, kind of feel out
Cap 1876, Gaithersburg,
how
12
much
o'clock
bank I
and
need.
6 miles.
Stomach approach, Skyhawk 781, Foxtrot Mike.
Cap 1876, Gaithersburg, 12 o'clock and about 5 miles.
I'll let the airplane scallop out a little bit.
Potomac approach, Cap 1876 has Gaithersburg in sight.
Cap 1876, roger. There's traffic about a mile north of the airport, opposite direction, 1,500 currently, Piper Cherokee, and change to advisor frequency approved. Just keep your beacon code C-line.
Roger, keep the code, frequency change approved, and we're looking for the traffic.
November
So
528
as I'm approaching the line, which is more or less to my right,
85
kind
Tango,
of
roger. Your
looking
transponder
that
observed.
way.
There's traffic at 12 o'clock and 3 miles
Trying to
opposite
gauge,
direction.
trying to roll out.
Cessna Skylane at 2,600
more or less
indicated.
level as I get to the
Roger, we'll be
point.
looking, 8 Foxtrot Tango.
Roger.
Moves a
Suggest you
little
just
off,
stop your
but not
climb
too
there
bad.
until they pass, unless you want
And
to
then
turn to the
once I
left.
pass it, I need to put a bank in.
Okay.
Suggest you level off at
Think
2
about
for
what
the traffic,
sort of
or you
bank
can
you
turn to the
had
left. Traffic's
before.
about 12
do a
o'clock,
little
moving to
steeper here.
1, about a mile now, 2,500.
Because I want to avoid the
Great, thank
tower.
you. We'll be leveling it here, too. Potomac 781, Foxtrot Mike.
781, Fox Mike, squad 46, 4676, remain outside the SFRA till advised.
4676 outside the SFRA, and we have a request.
Closer you're in,
That's possible. I'd like to request a practice
steeper the bank
GPS
angle has
28
to
back
be.
into Tipton.
Alright, stand by.
And I used a little bit of rudder to help myself roll level. Alright, you want to take the airplane?
Sure. If you didn't see the traffic, no factor now, and
I've got the airplane.
he's
Airplane.
about a mile behind you now.
Get us a little bit more power.
November 927 Tango Bravo, contact
Okay.
approach on 125.12.
Go ahead.
125.12,
towards
same
power
road,
line.
Right or left?
For 781 Fox Mike, transponders observed, proceed on course, remain outside Bravo, airspace for now. Thank you, request, stand by.
On course outside of Bravo, 781 Fox Mike. Talk approach, Aero 33420, and 2 east of Bay Bridge, requesting SFRA the freeway.
33420, just confirm you did follow SFRA flight plan, is that correct?
Affirmative 33420.
Alright, 33420, squawk 0417, remain outside the
So
SFRA
try
till
to,
advised.
try to bring yourself so you're
0417 outside the
perpendicular
SFRA,
to the
3420.
power line.
There's 788 Fox Mike, traffic about 3 miles east of your position, and westbound 1,900, the Husky.
788 Foxtrot Mike is looking. That makes sense, he was looking for a code to Potomac, which is that way in the freeze.
And you want me to go ahead and start my turn back around?
Yep, go ahead and turn.
Potomac approach, Skylane 50, 908 November 7 North, Woolley inbound.
5098 November, squawk 5377, remain outside the SFRA till advised.
5377, staying out.
Potomac 106 Lima Echo, departing seal, back to Lee, all advised against right.
6 Lima Echo, right. What's your destination?
The freeway, Aero
Good.
420.
Alright, thanks.
Right, so start a turn to your right.
420, transpond observed, continue on course
Try
outside
to
Bravo.
remember how much bank
Clear
angle you
Bravo, Aero
had
420.
as you approach the point.
November 98 November, your transponders observed proceed on course outside Bravo airspace. Baltimore altimeter is 2967.
2967 for 98 November, will remain outside Bravo. Thank you.
Want to go back that way?
Yeah. Kind of ran out of straight, didn't we?
Yeah.
November 1 Foxtrot Mike, contact Potomac approach 119.7 with your request.
Potomac on 119.7, 781 Foxtrot Mike.
November 8 Foxtrot Mike, that Husky traffic is no factor.
788 Foxtrot Mike, thank you. back and try out some landings?
Sure.
Tipton traffic, stand medevac 186, medevac helicopter 1,000 feet, about 1 mile to the west of Tipton, transiting south to north en route downtown Baltimore, Tipton traffic.
Okay, so we're gonna turn and kind of go towards the westernmost building.
Okay.
Tipton traffic, 788 Foxtrot Mike is joining 45, landing 28 Tipton. We flew over this on the way out, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Go ahead and turn to the right to parallel the runway. Tipton traffic, 788 Foxtrot Mike, left downwind, 28 Tipton.
November 28041, coming approach on guard if you can hear the transmission ident.
Okay, and if you get a chance you can look at the windsock, but I always have trouble interpreting from this angle.
Yeah, it's tough. I see the windsock, but I can't tell anything about it.
Alright, let's go ahead and reduce your power. Hold your nose level as you do that. Down to 1500.
15. Okay.
Then carburetor
Carb
heat.
And
Maybe
then-
one roll of trim. Nose up.
Alright, nose up.
And that was probably
Good
too much,
for
but
flaps.
okay.
So I got 10 degrees
And
flaps.
45 over your shoulders. About now.
Stand medevac 180 is clear to the north.
Go ahead and
Tipton
turn
traffic.
base.
Okay.
Kind of use this pistol range here, the open field,
Okay.
as kind of a maximum distance from the runway.
Okay.
Okay. And give you a little bit more power. And yes,
Wanna go to 20?
flaps. Keep your nose down just a little bit. And we're kind of slowing our descent by adding a little bit more power.
Okay.
I'd like to be around 600-ish or so as I turn on the final. And since it is a crosswind, just like when we took off, we had ailerons toward the wind.
Yep.
As we land, we'll be putting our ailerons that way as well. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on the final. Wind is coming from our right, so we're turning a little bit less, with less distance. I didn't tell you to hold hands with your instructor, did I? Using the power to keep ourselves up above the trees until we're
Okay. Do I need flaps? 30?
Go ahead and put your 30 flaps in.
Okay.
And reduce your power. That's good. Okay, use your rudder to pull the nose to the center line. An aileron to prevent the airplane from drifting left or right. Right aileron, left rudder, fight them out. Okay, pulling back, holding it. And of course dancing because the wind does not stay constant.
Right.
And then slide your toes up to the brakes.
Okay.
And transition to using your feet.
Alright, so how did that landing do?
It went alright. It was kind of more complex because we had to deflect our ailerons and rudder to compensate for the wind. And we're doing something different than what we did on takeoff.
Right. How much of that was me versus you? I mean, how much control did you feel like you had to add? just so I can gauge.
Well, I did actually kind of... You did a good job in trying to put the aileron and rudder, but because of the fast-moving situation, I was indeed increasing and decreasing.
Okay.
Mostly with the rudder, because
Okay.
we were definitely getting some wiggly nose there. But if you do have a crosswind and it's reasonably strong, then you will land on the upwind wheel first. And that's fine. And then as you slow down, the other wheel comes down, and then hopefully the nose comes down last.
Okay. How about the turns? What's the feedback on that while we're...
I think the S-turns went very well.
Okay.
And I think the turns around a point did pretty well as well.
I really enjoyed the S-turns.
Yeah, they looked like they were going pretty well.
Good.
Looks like he might be going to get some fuel.
Turns around the point are okay. They're just boring after a while, so...
Yeah, I know.
Traffic, 73685 that's downwind for runway 28.
But they're kind of the flip side of S-turns on a road. They're just around one point. And they're both to help you create the path that you want.
Check your freak.